All right, here we go. Good boy. Good boy, Rascal. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. All right, buddy. Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, it's been a little while since my last video. It's been just extremely hot and a lot of smoke from the forest fires and whatnot. I've had several people email me kind of wondering what's going on, but that's what it is. It's just, you know, for the part of country I live in, this heat, you know, well over 100 degrees is just almost unbearable for us. We're just not used to it. And every year we get the forest fires, and sometimes, you know, it filters into the city here, sometimes it doesn't. But generally we do get some of it sometime or another. Anyhow, moving on here. I've got several different things going on. I've got a new project, and actually I'm not sure whether it's a project yet or whether it's just parts. I've disassembled it already, and I'll show you the pile of parts I ended up with. But it's a 73 Yamaha 175 Enduro, and it's stuff that we use here in this shop all the time. So if I can't use it as a project, I'll use it as parts for projects. I'm also going to get back on the wiring on the Twin Jet 90 Yamaha. I've got a few parts I'm still waiting on that project, but we're going to get some of it done. There'll probably be a part 2 to that one. And I had a visitor to the shop, and I'll show you that clip too. And other than that, let's get on with it here. You see how nice it is today. Yesterday it was over 100 degrees, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and the city here was just full of smoke. And today it's 70 degrees, sunny, no smoke. It's a wonderful thing. Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Look who the visitor is I've got today. The old guy with the old bikes.
Yeah, Dale's been showing me all over here, showing me all these great projects he's got going. And then he took me in the back and he showed me a whole bunch more that he's got already finished. I'm just so jealous, I'm probably turning green right here on the camera.
No, it's good to see you, Jack.
Yeah, same here.
Glad you got some time to come by and on a trip on out west from here.
Yeah, I'm heading out to Oregon. See, my two sons are both going to be out there. One lives in Chicago, one lives in Oregon. So they're both going to be out there with their families, and going to go out there and probably have some good food and do some good visiting.
That's what I'm talking about, good food.
Yeah. We just had some pretty good food here. Dale took me over to a Mexican place, and I ate way more than I should, which you could tell.
Laid a few tacos down.
Yeah, and an enchilada or two.
Absolutely.
So really enjoying the shop here. I wish I had something like this myself, but I do all right with what I got.
Well, I'm glad you got to come out, Jack.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, guess what, guys? Another one followed me home tonight. It's a good project. So just seems to be a lot of these old Yamahas around that nothing to write home about, but they are getting kind of harder to find. This one got beat up pretty bad. The owner said it got stolen and they got it back, and it's in not as good a shape as it left their home. But as you know, it'll work good around here. There's a lot of parts, or it may even end up getting restored down the road. We'll see what happens to it. All right, guys, got this new project. I don't know what it is. Right now, it's just a box of parts, really. The frame, I do have a title too, so if I build another one, which I probably will eventually, that's going to be a good one to start with. And it's got a lot of good parts. They'll be needing some things. I see this is broken right here, the heat shield, a couple other little items, but you know, it's just like anything. If you're making it from scratch, you're going to have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money on it. The wheels, actually, or rims, look good. Still will need to do some spoke restoration or get new spokes. And the one thing that I found when I was going into it was, although the cylinder wasn't stuck, you can see a lot of rust here, and it had some rust. Well, there's enough light here for you to see or not. There's some rust spots down in there, but all in all, doesn't look too bad. But I poured probably about a cup of water out of the bottom end, so the crankshaft's going to have to be rebuilt. But I don't know the condition of the rest of the engine, so we'll just have to, when we get to that point, we'll just have to see what we need to do. But I do need to do that. I shot some WD-40 down inside just to make sure that it would displace all that leftover water. And I left it overnight upside down. So, but everything looks pretty good. We don't have any broken fins or anything like that. And it's just like any of them. They're 50 years old and they're going to need cleaned up and worked on a little bit. And that's what we do on this channel, so we'll be doing that. So let me get on to the next project here, and we'll just call this one a day. Okay, we've got our old harness laid out, and I've got it assembled the best that I could decipher. You know, I expect things not to go perfect here, but most of it's where they just cut it in the middle. This brown wire here, all this stuff needs to come together because it's supplying power. So these two to the coil, I think I'm going to need a little short lead. It'll go into a 4-wire. So we'll be making a connection here, and then we'll have a little short wire with this double on it, and they will go to the coils up this way. And everything, let's see, this is coming out of the switch, so that's going to supply everything to here, all the way to the top, to the coils. So it's just going to be kind of a process of elimination, trying to get it, well, that's kind of what it's been already, trying to get all the wires that are obvious that they go together, and then try to get everything powered up. So I've got, let's see, these are negative coil, so those go to the points, and here's everything that goes to the dynamo here. And then these here will be positive coil, tail light. Let's see, this is the turn or no, the tail light switch. And you know, I guess what I need to do is I'm starting way up here. I've got this one coming out of the headlight, and I'm just going to make new wires because I've got all these kind of connections. So we'll just make new wires all the way to the longest ones, and then we'll start making the shorter ones, I suppose. So these here are not gonna, they should not be cut here or interrupted. So all the ones that should not be interrupted we'll make first. I'm reusing these terminals that are down at the stator, and you know, they're kind of a special little deal. I can't seem to come up with anything like it, so we'll just reuse those. So I've got them, I just put it here in the vise with a couple little pieces of wood so that my soldering iron will heat it up, and that way I can suck the solder out of it and get it ready for the reattachment. And let me I'm just about done with the harness, I think. Let me get this stuff out of the way and I'll kind of show you. I'm just trying to keep it together as I go up or go along. I've got everything done here at this is the headlight, all the terminals there, except for one wire. I don't have a brown with a white tracer, so I ordered some of that wire, and that's the only thing I'm lacking. It's let's see, it's for the signal lights. It goes all the way to the back and comes off the front also, so I need that one. I've got these two here are for the horn, and these two are for the coil. Negative side, this is the stator. These are the terminals that I'm working on right now. They'll all go right here. I just kind of keep this together. I don't want to sheathe anything yet because I'm unsure of how it came out of the bike. I think I've got an idea, but I'm enough unsure that I want to test it all and put the end terminals on. I left everything a little bit long. Like I said, this is the dynamo stator area, and this is the regulator, and the one that is on there is I'm sure is no good. It's got a lot of battery sulfication on it. So I ordered a universal 12 volt regulator off of Amazon. We're going to try to adapt that. Should be no problem. It's a 4-wire. That's all we need. Here's the 2 wires that go to the coil. These were the power. These are the points, going to the points. So that gets all that. And then as we come on down, I had a multiple connector here. That's all the power distribution to everything. And these, I can't remember exactly what those are. These go to the switch. These go to the switch, and I have a new switch ordered too. These will all go to the tail light and your signal wires. You've got the yellow and brown are your tail light, and these two are your signal. And this is for the stoplight switch. So I think everything's good on this loom. Like I said, I'm gonna put all my terminal ends on as I hook it up, so I know they're the proper length and I don't have a lot of extra out there. I still have to get the taillight one out. It'll hook here, but there's another one that actually goes to the taillight. So that I'll have to get out yet and redo that one. But I think this is just about everything. So the wire probably will come in maybe Thursday or Friday, and I can finish that one wire that I'm missing. But this is what we had, and I really don't have a wiring diagram, so I'm just going with the WAG method. And here's the terminals I removed for the dynamo stator, and the ones that go to the coils and the horn, and it seems like there's another couple ones. I will just use regular slide-on terminals. Those should work just fine for that. But again, I'm going to put those on as I install it, and that way I can get the proper length, and I can get everything sheathed the way it needs to be sheathed to protect it. But we've got the little rubber boot for the horn and one for the neutral switch. The horn one I'm reusing, the one for the neutral switch I'm not. I've got a new one. This one here, they just get so hard you'll never get them off of there. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and finish up desoldering my terminals. And I think I'm just about to the point where I'm just going to have to probably test it, and I may go ahead and start putting my ends on, but I can't do everything until I get that other wire, so that's probably a few days yet. Okay, we're getting everything kind of lined up here. There's a flat panel up here, and I believe the wires go over that and drop back down, and then there's a hole right here where it comes into the fender well. And I'm having a little trouble getting that through there, so I'm going to run a fish wire up through there, maybe. The bummer is I've got to redo all this when I get the sheathing on it, so I'll have to take it out again. But we got to make sure we got the length we need. I got my fish wire in there, and I just wrap it around here and then put a little tape on it. You can use electrical tape too. And that way I should be able to just kind of head it that way and pull it, and it should come out the other side. Theory has it. And there it is. And be careful, because there's a lot of sharp panels and stuff up in there. And I think these two wires, I'm going to have to untie those. They're going to stay here, I think. These two. So we'll hook those down here. They're going to go to the switch. And these coils actually go inside here, and these are the two sets of wires. These are the battery, and then these will be the left and right points. So the point ones go to the negative side. The battery, of course, goes to the positive side. But those coils, I just mounted them backwards here just so that I'd have some place to put them. But they actually go up inside this frame. So I've got to make new wires for them. I'm not going to put them in there until I can leave them. I'm sure you understand. Okay, so we're up into the headlight here where we need to be, and we've got enough slack here for turning, and we got a clip here go into the frame right here, and like I said, these here are coil wires. They'll go up inside when the coils go up, and we've got this wire up in here. The air cleaner will fit right here, so all the wires will be in front of it. And then this exits down here for the dynamo. All this will go here, and then this blue wire goes to the neutral switch. And then we've got this blue wire that's going to go to the switch, brown wire that goes to the switch, and to power the flasher. And this black or brown wire with the white tracer, that's the wire I'm missing. So I've got that coming, and that'll just run all the way up to the front again. And then we've got these that go wrap over the top, and they come back here underneath the fender. There's little loops, and those just get hung up here, and then the hook to the tail light here. And then the brake light switch, there's a little hole right here in front. That's going to be a real tough one to get to, I think. But it goes into this tube and then exits the other side right here, where it snaps onto these two little posts here, and then this sets in there, so all the wiring is inside the tube. So I think we're good with that. And again, I'm waiting to put the terminals on. And then we've got the ground here. All this stuff will be remade. This here from the switch, I've got a new switch coming out of Singapore, so that'll be a little while yet. So we'll have the battery ground to here, and this red wire will be the, actually it tees off. We've got, you'll have a connector here that'll accept two. So this one here actually goes to the battery, and this here is your charging. So we'll have, I believe the green wire is ground, and the black and the white are your charging circuits. They're exactly the same, doesn't matter which one's hooked where, they're charging, so that's what it is. So this, like I said, the regulator I'm sure is no good. These condensers or whatever up here are, they've got sulfication on them. So I ordered a new regulator from Amazon. It's you know, digital technology and all that stuff. So we'll make a mounting for it on the existing piece, and this goes back in like this. So all this will be behind that, and then the battery goes right in like that. And then you'll have a little short wire going to here to the negative side, and from this to the positive side. So I believe we've got everything involved here that we need. It's just a matter of getting it all terminated and getting the sheathing on where it needs to be. But you really got to have the sheathing, because all these little sharp areas on the frame, if you don't have that, you're going to end up chafing real quick probably. So that's my next goal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the ends on for here, because that's all that goes into this part of the loom. I can finish up right here, then I can go ahead and wrap it or put sheathing on whatever I'm going to do for here. And I did get the regulator in, And this is what I got. And this is supposed to replace this. Okay. And there's different ones on Amazon or other places if you're looking. You just want to go by the number of wires that you've got and whether it's 12 or a 6 volt. So in this case, this red wire is going to be the hot, and then I can't remember how this one works, but the new one, it tells me that the red wire here will go to the battery positive, and the green wire to the battery negative right here. And from what I understand, these two in here are both charging circuits, and it doesn't matter which side of it that you're on, it's doing the same thing. So it doesn't matter there which one you're going to go into. So all you've got to do is figure out which one of these goes to the negative side of the battery, and then the other two you can just hook them up. And you get another pigtail for that. So you've just got to wire it in. What I'll probably do is just go ahead and pull these out and just wire it straight in so I don't have this connection up here. Or if that doesn't work with my pins, but I believe it will, then I'll use one of my own connectors. But that should do it, and that's supposed to give me 14.5 volts, enough to charge my 12 volt battery. So I think what I need to do is, this has a little bit of an area broken out, or eaten out actually, from the acid. I think I'll cut this out a little bit and repair it, or I may just make another one that looks similar to it, and then this one will get mounted in that same area. I'll have to make it fit, but at least we can get it back in the same place, and it's going to be some weight savings too. So we'll see what is going on with that. Other than that, I can't do a lot to the wiring harness because I'm still waiting on the one wire. So I'll get this taken care of right here, and maybe a couple other places I can get some sheathing on, and then we'll get the other cable or the other wire ran when I get it. And we're also waiting on a switch. So that's coming from Singapore, and it just got shipped, so it could be almost November maybe before that comes in, but they're usually quicker than that. They usually tell you that it's going to be way out there, but it shows up a lot quicker. You know, I really expect within a couple weeks, so maybe by mid-October. All right, all we've done here is I've just cut out this bad part. I'll recreate this piece here, and then I'll add this tab on. This is where the strap goes to secure around the battery. There's another one inside the frame itself, but that needs to be on there. So I'll go ahead and make this piece here, and then we'll attach this one. And I've already got a piece cut out here, and I'll go ahead and tack that on. I got to turn my fan off here. Just kind of make it as we go along, bend it, weld it, bend it, weld it. All right, here's our bracket, repaired bracket. This is the chunk I cut out and just put a new piece in. This is a little bit heavier metal right there to to support that strap. That strap, let's see, it goes this way, so the strap will pull here and then around the battery to another one back here. So what I had to do here was I had to build a bracket to adapt this, and since we've got the bolts on the back side, I probably could have used some tapered screws or something, but I just that's what I've got. And what I ended up doing was taking some of these Yamaha grommet spacers. They're just the right size to put back there, and I can I think I'm going to put these this way. That way it won't sit there and just chafe on it. And this one here, I'm utilizing the existing bolt hole for the other regulator. I had one there that I was able to reuse. Well, it's a little tight, but it'll go in there. So there we have it. That's our new regulator mount. Same mount, just repurposed. So we can send that down the road, and not too bad. I think it'll do the job for us. Okay, getting ready to hook up this, get the connector on the new regulator. So what I need to do is I need to check, make sure I'm positive that it is, but I want to check that this black it actually goes right here. So this is the ground, and I just want to make sure that black is ground. And apparently it is. And the other two are nothing there right now. So we're going to hook up the connector, or make a connector for this here. The other one wouldn't work. So the red one goes to the battery, and that's battery positive, and it's going to be a bullet connector because it's got to be a twin. One comes from the battery, one from the switch, and the green is the negative. So we'll put a pin on it. Oops, this thing twisted. All right, let's try this again. Whether you hold your jaw right, I think here is one thing just keeps wanting to go the wrong direction. Well, what in the world's wrong with that? All right, let's try this again. I don't know what in the world the deal was with this. It's sure didn't want to crimp. So we'll try another one here. Okay. So we've got our ground, and we're going to need a pin for each of these, the pink and the yellow wire, which are the charging circuits. Right on. All right, so we've got all our pins on there. Now we just need to see how they go together. Okay, I've got this one here already made up. So we've got our black, which is the one we just traced to ground. That's going to be our green on this one. So we've got the little cutout here, so the black's at the flat area at the top, so that would be up here. So that one will go right there. Okay, kind of had a challenge there. Okay, so it doesn't matter on the other two. They're both charging circuits, so we'll just pop them in the next two. And they snapped in, so we're good. Okay. And now we'll put a bullet on this other one. We get all the stuff for that. Okay, our switch, when we get that, it's got all the female connectors on it. So here's the double that I'm talking about on the red. So we'll be putting, the battery will hook into that, and also the regulator here. So everything that I need to hook up to the switch will be males. So that's what we're going to put on now. So down here, we're going to slide the little protector up over that. I hope they give us enough wire to do this. And then our bullet connector. Just like that. So that one's ready to go. So I think this is all ready, so we can go ahead and mount that in there. All right, I'm kind of starting to go ahead and finish the sheathing on this. And the only place that it really had sheathing was here at the steering neck. And I'm not sure whether it had it here where it goes into the engine or not, but I'm going to go ahead and put a piece on there. The rest of it's pretty much just all wrapped with harness tape, and that's what this is. It's not electrical tape, so to speak. It's actually made for wrapping harnesses. So I'm going to get most of this done to where I am comfortable that I won't have to change anything. And I painted the inside of that where the regulator goes. So I'm letting that dry, and then we'll get into installing that. Actually, I'm going to wait on the harness. I just remembered still got one wire coming that I've got to get through almost the entire thing. So I'm going to stop where I'm at on that, and we'll go back over to the bike. Okay, so we've got a regulator all mounted up and our wiring harness made for it, and that's just going to move, or just going to be positioned right here. And let me put a little tape on that so that sheathing doesn't slide down and interfere with that bracket there that may cause a chafing problem. Okay, just put a little right there so this won't slide down. I could see when I put this in there, oh, we're bad. Yeah, just like this, that this was maybe going to chafe there, so I want to make sure that that's protected, and it is. So we've got one screw here and then one on the other side. Let me get that one on. Okay. So it'll go to the harness here, and then this here will go back here to the switch. And the strap actually for the battery hooks back here and then comes around the battery and then hooks here. So that's should be in good shape. And there's where I just painted a little bit of this in here so that it didn't look so bad. I don't know whether I'm going to do a whole lot to this. I just wanted to see what a little rubbing compound would do. And you can see that it's cleaned it up pretty good. Looks like it was maybe sprayed in a few places with some spray paint. So I'm going to keep after this and see if I can get most of that, because all this will be covered up here. So I may end up doing a little bit here, but you know, it's just patina. Maybe we're just going to put it together as kind of as it is and just clean it up. I'm certainly going to pull the motor out and clean it and clean down here where it's kind of nasty, but I really think I'm not going to paint it. I'm just going to leave the patina and just try to buff it out the best I can, because this is really looking pretty nice except for a few little spots there where it's bare metal. I may just put a little bit of paint on that and call it a day. Okay guys, we're going to call it a day on this one. One thing I wanted to show you too, remember I talked about up here inside the battery, where the battery box or battery goes into the box here. I thought that the cables ran over the top. I really don't think that anymore. It looks like it all fits down here in the bottom, and that will give me more wire too, because running it over the top, I was a little bit short back here, so I think the wire is going to go here. Another thing that I noticed is these are just so sharp where it goes over both sides there. So, but there's plenty of room down there for the wires and for the carburetor air cleaner boot in here. So I think that's where we're going to end up with that, and I think that's probably where it went originally, but who knows for sure. Okay. As for my visitor, Jack Miller, he's got a YouTube channel, and if you didn't know that, and he is at Oldguys, Oldbikes. Now this I want to show you because it's spelled a little bit different. There's another one on there, but he's got both words are together, and he's got an apostrophe here on the S, but not over here. So If you want to go over to his channel and check him out, which I recommend, go over there and see Jack. He's always got something going on the old Yamahas. He also has a Kawasaki going right now. Not real sure that he's real fond of it, but he's got it going. So it's a project, and he puts out some good videos over there. So go check out Jack, and thanks for going along on the ride here, and we'll see you next video.